Howdy, everybody, and welcome. It is a very, very special episode. This is one Uncle Bill's been talking about for quite a while. And it, of course, is another in the long chapter of
Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears.
So tell them what kind of show they got coming up tonight, Uncle Bill. It's going to be huge. We're doing the pre-show right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, of all nights, the biggest night of all in preparation for the show, we're going to be talking about Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2, and Creepshow 3. All the episodes, ranking all the segments, tonight only on DEADPIT.com.
This episode of DEADPIT.com is brought to you by Milton Bradley's Karate Fighters.
All the action that you want in one ring.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Brute Cologne.
Oh, it's fun times. Can you believe that? But welcome everybody. This is the first tier ranking show that we've done in a while, and we're going to bust out the tier maker list here in just a little bit. But opening the show up, we're going to get a crowd in here first. Hopefully, I don't know how many other streams are going on tonight, and I don't really give a fuck because this is the stream that you need to be on.
That's mean. You're supposed to care about other people and what they're doing.
I don't. But yeah, Creepshow list, Uncle Bill. It's going to be huge. All 3 Creepshow films. And yes, I do count the 3rd film. Our buddy Larry over there at the Living Dead Weekend and the WGON TV, his favorite of all the Creepshow films is Creepshow 3. He said he's watched that one the most.
Yeah, he said he just can't get enough of that hot dog eating guy. He loves that episode.
Yeah. And there is late breaking news here from the High Def Discs Network that Amazon will be getting an exclusive 4K UHD Blu-ray Steelbook set for the Nightmare on Elm Street 7-film collection. It's huge. It's another exclusive. Jump on it. It's hot. It's an Amazon exclusive list for Friday.
Boys, I think they've run out of exclusive shit to do now. Look here. Every one of these is a steelbook, dummies.
This is limited.
Right.
It's got exclusive artwork on it. You want it. Make it a part of your collection today.
We want you to buy both of them. We want you to buy the regular one and the steelbook. Well, fuck you.
Yeah. But appreciate everybody coming in tonight. We're going to talk about some late breaking news like that throughout the night, I'm sure. And there's not as many choices here on this tier list, so we can kind of go a little bit more in depth with it than we do on most of them. Because what was the last one that we had like 150 some fucking items on there. So this one will be a little bit easier.
Yeah, this is the exact opposite. We've only got I don't even remember how many episodes, but not many to talk about. And before we had to rank like 450 different things. So
yeah,
I'm kind of glad that we
do like to rank stuff. Dino is in the house. More CK and UB goodness on Thursday night. And this is the last stream that we'll be doing together for at least a week, a little longer than a week. So I'm going. I'm going on vacations. What?
You're leaving us, baby. Paintsville Hottie says that I passed my final court ordered piss test, y'all.
Awesome. Midnight in Space is in here. He got a good deal on a Slaughter High VHS tape for $0.25. Where the fuck do you live at, man? You can't buy nothing for $0.25 anymore. But that was a good deal. Adrian James, Zach of the Dead. He's a fan of part 3, looks like. PP Dangler is in the house. He says that Creepshow 1 is the best. The Mayor. Fast Rotten. Well, What's up, Bulls? Passed by Prestonsburg today on his way back from seeing Creed, and Creed was in Lexington last night. Yeah, on a Wednesday night.
I just have one question about that concert. Just one simple question. You know what it is?
Wall out! Wall out! Wall out! Wall out! Wall out! Wall out! Ah! Let's tune our guitars down to drop D.
That's what everybody's doing in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Kevin Smith, Jackson Jack. We also do have I've got a poll up, a special poll. We're not going to have the Slashback show. Yeah, that's it. But we got a poll up similar to the Slashback show in its place. So, which is your favorite of all of the Creepshow films? Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2, or Larry's favorite Creepshow 3? Antonis, Robot House, Matthew Hara, Saturn Video can't believe that we're including 3. Well, we have to. It's a Creepshow film.
Yeah. And technically, I mean, I wanted to do Tales from the Dark Side, Bulls, but we couldn't get to do that one.
Wonder why they didn't. I guess they didn't have the rights to use the Creepshow name or something, maybe.
Probably not, because that's probably I know that was Laurel Productions, but is that like another
Creepshow? Yeah, because it was what year was that? 1990, 89, 90, something like that.
90, I think. 89, 90? Yeah, somewhere around there.
Was Tales from the Dark Side the show even on then?
But I'm not sure.
How many
I don't know when that ended.
This cat's tearing shit all to hell over here. Yeah, I don't know either. Somebody in the chat let us know. But yeah, I know it started like 84 maybe. I don't know how many seasons there were. 85. Anyway, Seth Draken is in here. I haven't seen him in a while.
Look,
Yeah, I'm going through the
giggles.
chat. Lucio Inferno. Yeah, this dude right here has his own theme song.
He's the Mississippi madman, does everything that he can to scare the dog shit out of me.
Mississippi Madman is in the house, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, sir. Quelladella, can you believe it? Suspirian Knight, if I didn't mention him, Business of Fear, Babyface Thompson, Wiley J. Draws, Captain Hara. We've got Creepshow 3. I mean, we haven't put a whole lot of thought into anywhere but just
Yeah. Yeah, so looking at this, it looks like Tales from the Dark Side started in 1983 and then ran all the way like to July of 1988.
Oh, well, so the show's over.
So, yeah, I mean, right around that time, and then I guess the very next thing they would have done would have been that movie then, or coming off that. I'm talking about the production company, bro. I was always curious about that too, though. Like, I would like to know more about the story of Creepshow 2 because I don't know shit about that, like how that all came together. And
Well, that's coming because Slippy is doing Just Desserts Part 2 about the making of Creepshow 2. But that's not going to be included in the Arrow 4K of Creepshow 2, which is, when's that coming in? September or October or something like that?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Adkins, what's going on, man? A lot of love for Creepshow 1, of course. Haunted Dog is S tier, according
It
to
is.
hipster Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. The Tales from the Dark Side movie was after the show was done. I never really put 2 and 2 together, but Okay.
A lot of people naming their favorite episodes on here, and we'll definitely get to that soon too. About like which ones we think are the probably which one we think is the best out of all of them.
We do kind of have a cheat sheet for part 3 because
I had to because I'm never watching that again.
yeah, I've seen it twice, and that's 2 more times than anybody needed to see it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look who showed up, Bulls.
Who?
Bug-eyed Betty, bam a lamb, bug-eyed Betty, bam a lamb. Oh, Betty has some pills, bam a lamb. She's looking for some thrills, bam a lamb.
Blue pills, boy.
Bug-eyed Betty, if you're in Paintsville or Prestonsburg, you should know where there's plenty of nose candy.
Creepshow 3 or Cropsy?
That's
I mean,
tough.
look, as much as I hate The Burning,
Right.
there's no way that it's worse than Creepshow 3, man. There's not really that many things worse than Creepshow 3, to be fair.
Yeah. Card, we were talking about this because I think Carter was the one that requested us do the commentary like a few years ago, back when he was a baller and shot caller. He's been demoted since then, Uncle Bill. Although all the baller and shot caller spots are full, so I shouldn't complain. Creepshow 3, our Creepshow 3 review was one of probably the early staples for us on YouTube that kind of got our name out there. So that was kind of a game changer for in the early days of DEADPIT, our Creepshow 3 review, which I think is still up.
Was it really?
I think it was. Yeah, it's one of the more popular, like, you know, we're talking about the first year we started doing videos and stuff. That was one of the more popular ones. Paintsville Hottie is in here too, man.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people are coming back. You know, they must still have some money left from the first of the month checks. I'm not really sure.
She wants a Bug-eyed Betty to back her slut ass off.
Gonna be a fight, like the Hazard Food City parking lot, boss.
You don't want to brawl like that. Ye kids are there. Ye kids. That's so cute.
Think about your little kid, man.
Just walk away. Let it go.
We do owe. Well, we might have. I don't feel like I really owe Creepshow 3 much anything. But I think that they owe us for wasting our fucking time watching this movie twice. Ghost Town. I think I've seen it. Carlos.
Carlos Mencia.
I remember the cover. Huh.
Yeah, everybody remembers the cover, but I don't think I've ever seen that movie, honestly. I don't even know what the hell it's about.
Isn't it a slasher movie? Or am I thinking of something else?
It could be. I have no idea. I just remember the cover. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, like I wish I could have tapped out at Creepshow 3. I've seen that movie 2 times and like all the way through, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, Creepshow 3 is one of those movies that you really... Yeah, the one positive thing I can say about it is, I don't know if it's positive or not, but you cannot get that movie out of your head, like on how fucking awful it is. So
that's very true. Like it, for all the wrong reasons, it stays in your mind. Let me ask you a question: like, who do you think is worse, the Doodlesons or Rubenstein?
I mean, it's 2 different. I don't know. What would you say?
That's one thing where I would honestly like to hear the story of number one, how the hell Romero came into contact with Rubenstein. I'm sure that story exists somewhere, and I just haven't heard it yet on some commentary or something. And also, like, how did they end? Because he was a business partner of his for a while, and then he wasn't. Like, that whole partnership just dissolved. And now I think he's only got the rights to, like, 2 films. It's like Martin and Dawn of the Dead, I think.
Night Flyer too. I think Night Flyer
well,
is oddly enough.
No wonder that movie's
Well, that
never
thing
seen a lot of days.
Yeah, that thing hasn't been out since DVD either.
But like for really good movies, I think that Rubenstein's probably more destructive.
Anna Doodleson? I thought it was Anna Clevel. Did they get married? All right, so Brandon actually met with Jay Real in person today. Okay.
Really?
How far are you from Mahia, Texas, Brandon? I know you're in Texas, but Texas is a pretty large state. Bloody Bible Camp. We'll take that into suggestion, sir. We still have a few more weeks left. What is it?
I watched part of it because everybody was talking about it on the Discord, which you can join by going on Patreon for $1 a month. So I watched like part of that movie, and it's like it reminded me a lot of those, not the Kevin Strange movies, but who was the other guy? Chris Seaver, that was doing movies like that back at that 2000 era. That's kind of the way it put in my mind. Though. It wasn't bad. It was just very independent. Also,
cool. All right, so Puffins is ready. We got a few segments to talk about. Let's pull it up here, Bulls, and see what we got. Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2, Creepshow 3. And we're going to rank the segments and go over the different tiers that we have. We have over 100 people checking us out. Want to see us rank shit. It's exciting times.
all right. So the categories are showstopper, like Shawn Michaels, good, meh, doodlesons, and drizzling doodlesons.
Doodlesons.
That's gonna be killer. So you ready for this?
Let's dive into it, man, because we're gonna go back in time, baby. Creepshow, love Creepshow.
So first up looks to be is this the wraparound segment from part 2 from Creepshow 2?
The wraparound segment for Creepshow 2, yes. Tom Savini is the creeper, and this is kind of like a live action, turning into a cartoon, turning back into live action or something, right?
Yeah, so it starts like this, and the little Billy kid comes up and, gets the Creepshow thing, and then it turns into a cartoon, stays a cartoon for most of the rest of the film, and then at the very end, it turns back into like live action. Live action!
Well, baby.
If all that is included, that's also the one where he's growing the Venus flytrap, or he orders the Venus flytrap bulb and he gets it, and then the kids stomp on it, and then yada yada yada.
That's only in the cartoon form, though.
That's
right?
the cartoon form. Yeah,
you could tell with Creepshow 2, and I always liked Creepshow 2. In fact, I think that was the one that I saw first as a kid. It was the sequel, but yeah, they didn't have nearly the budget in Creepshow 2 that they had in the original movie.
No, because the weird thing is the cartoon segments, the animated segments from Creepshow 2 look worse than the ones from Creepshow. I was noticing that when I watched them.
It'll be interesting to see, too, like when this 4K comes out, what that sort of stuff looks like. Because that, to me, that always looked kind of bad. Like the animation in it and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as this segment goes, I would say, I don't even know if I'd put it in good. I would say meh.
I would say meh. It's very like, the animation's not great. The look of the creep, the Savini is like pretty good. Although I'm not even sure, I don't think it's as good as just like the little, animatronic or whatever thing they did for the first one. But still, it's okay.
Yeah, this was appliances. It looks, I mean, this is kind of tongue-in-cheek, much like the first one, too. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as an overall episode in the series. Man, is a good spot for it. This next one
I have to
is
look up what the fuck this is.
the call. I think it's the Call Girl episode from Ronnie James Doodleson and Anna Clevel Doodleson.
Yeah.
Creepshow 3. And I got the synopsis here, if it'll remind you.
Sure, I think we need to hear the synopsis.
Rachel, a murderous call girl, receives a request from a shy man named Victor, her newest client, right?
Yeah.
He's wanting to get some STDs on his balls. Rachel thinks that he will be just another easy victim. When Rachel gets there, scenes of a murdered family with their necks ripped out are flashed on the screen, and there is no evidence of Victor living in the house. Rachel then chains him to a bed and proceeds to stab him in the chest, place a pillow over his face, and then has a quick shower. Then she keeps hearing Victor's voice saying, "You killed me! You killed me!" Rachel removes the pillow and reveals a gruesome creature with a large, toothy mouth, and that's what you see.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine a large, toothy mouth, boss?
By the way, none of this makes any sense either, as I remember it. Like, none of the stories are
None of the
very,
episodes in Creepshow 3, yeah.
No.
So Victor's a vampire. Victor the vampire. Yeah.
Well, let's just go ahead and put it in the drizzling doodlesons.
Dreads like
Look at that shit. Look at that fucking shit. Just that picture alone.
Do you remember like Creepshow 3 when it came out, it had like a very, I don't know, like fart in church release.
Yeah.
Like there was no hype behind it at all. I think HBO Studios or one of those companies released it. There was nothing like, I think by the time we reviewed it, like it was actually before the DVD release, but nobody gave a shit. Like people were like, what? There's a Creepshow 3? And like it never, there was never a whole lot. Like I think that image there was IMDb cover photo at the time or something like that, right? They were most proud of that. The big toothy vampire.
That's their big practical makeup set piece right there. That's what they hinged the whole movie on.
There you go. Showtime DVD. Okay, that's even worse.
All right. So up next, I mean, I don't know how you could talk about Creepshow without talking about this segment. Probably the most quoted segment of any of them.
Yeah,
it's Father's Day.
The opening segment of the first Creepshow movie.
Yeah.
It's got a cool vibe from the get-go. Right. Ed Harris does a fucking killer-ass dance in it.
Yep. It's got Bedelia and the Grahams and I Want My Cake.
Yeah, the zombie in it is really kind of like, I really love how they did the zombie in Father's Day too, because it doesn't look like 100% real. It looks like a mixture of like a cartoon come to life or something, right?
It does.
And I always liked it.
Looks like Bernie Sanders. He does. Oh, Nathan Graham or whatever. Yeah, he looks like Bernie Sanders. I just love the idea of like, it's the perfect combination of being really scary with being really funny and goofy too. Because you got the scene where like, I forget what the chick's name is, but she goes into the kitchen or whatever and gets her head twisted all the way around, that was killer. So that always scared me because right before that scene, there's the part where the maid's face like comes in, like she's standing there, the door's like right here. And it's got a window in it, and the maid's face just like hits the side of the window right beside of her, and
I think it's important too. Like, so like Creepshow is inspired by the EC comics of like the 50s, and that's like I think that definitely inspired George Romero and Stephen King, right? And this episode felt just like one of those little mini comic episodes in a comic book. Like it's perfect, especially the end of it. With that scene there that we're seeing.
Well, another good thing about this too is that it's shot and edited really, really well because of Romero. Every actor in it is great, including Bedelia and including like the rich, like spoiled brother and sister that are in it, and Ed Harris and like all those people. Like everybody's really, really good, and like they're all hamming it up and shit. And then the makeup effects are great, the special effects are great, the soundtrack is amazing. That when the zombies come up, it's got that sting that comes in, and then doom, 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 that shit that comes in. I mean, yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, I think it's a showstopper for sure.
Yeah, I think we gotta. I don't see how you put that anywhere else, really. Now, this next one's kind of controversial, though, because I've heard a lot of people say they hate this episode, and a lot of people say that they love this episode. So, this is The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill.
Well, we got a super chat real quick here before I forget about it.
Yeah.
Brandon, $5 super chat. Thank you, man. I don't see how you made it through Creepshow 3. I tapped out. I don't know either. I don't know how we did it. Do you, Uncle Bill? Were we drinking?
No, we did it twice, though. One time we were sober, so.
I didn't have any real American beer, brother. They didn't have it back then, dude.
It's American made.
But, yeah, thank you for the super chat. Funny story, though. This is the lonesome death of Jordy Verrill, who Stephen King was like, this is like the biggest acting role that he ever did, right? Did he ever do anything?
It had to be, yeah.
I know he did like cameos in a lot of his his adapted movies. But yeah, this is, and when I was a kid, I didn't know this was Stephen King. I had no idea, right? And I always loved this. This was, I don't know if it was my favorite episode, but from when I was a kid, the meteor shit line is something that I never forgot. And I always loved the goofiness of it, the way that this is filmed and made. Stephen King's performance is great in it, in my opinion. The effects and all that stuff, like this is, to me, this is one that I would have to put in S tier as well.
The funny thing is I feel exactly the same way because when I was a kid, this is the one that I liked the most too because it was so goofy. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing really scary in this episode, and that's why some people don't like it. It's just really kind of like, but I thought King did a great job. And there's those scenes where he's like back, he takes the meteor into that facility or whatever, and that old man's like, "I'll give you $50 for it," and he's like,
$50,
$200. Well, a penny less or something like that. Anyway, that's great. And then there's the part too where his dad keeps showing up in the fucking mirror and he's like, "You ain't gonna get in that bathtub, are you, Jordy?"
And I remember, isn't he watching wrestling or something too in this? That's why I always liked it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can recall. So like when I was a real young kid watching, I was getting hardcore into horror movies when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. And I had seen Creepshow 2. I think that it was on HBO. I used to play it all the time. Like it was always on. But I don't remember ever seeing Creepshow, the original Creepshow. But I think like one night it was just on a random channel, like on ABC or CBS or something like that, real late at night, and we caught it. And yeah, this was the episode, man, like that really got me. I was like, "Oh shit, this is great, great stuff."
I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for it because it's just, to me, it's hilarious and also has a pretty cool like kind of ending. The
mayor's not a fan? What the hell?
Look, I'm shocked. Where do you want to put this though? Would you put it in good or like showstopper?
I would put it in showstopper personally.
All right. I'm all right with that. If there's like a level between good and showstopper, but there's not. This next one is the opener for Creepshow 2, and it is Old Chief Woodenhead.
Yeah, George Kennedy and his wife run this old country store, and they have he paints the chief out there, which I guess that was a thing in like a lot of old, what do they call them? Like the statues,
I
don't know.
Shit, I know what you're talking about, like the Indians.
But like that was a big thing for a while or something for younger people that don't know. So, they get robbed, and the couple are accidentally, I don't know if it's accidentally killed or they're kind of fucking around and get killed. And the old chief, who's been with them for decades or whatever, comes back for revenge with the fucking, isn't Don Shanks in this? Isn't he the one that was the...
Yeah, he always is, apparently.
I think so. And he's got his two lackeys that evidently think he's sexy or something. I don't know. I always thought that was weird.
The most generic, like shit. One of them's called like Fat Stuff or something like that. He's just like a big, and the other one's like the rich kid. Just the most generic, like two people they could find. So I watched this just last night because I watched Creepshow 2 again just to I hadn't seen it in a long time. George Kennedy is actually really good in this, but that's about like it. I mean, I kind of like the idea of it, but
the Indian's kind of cool.
Yeah, it just something about it always just kind of fell flat to me, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's too short. Like the kills just once it hits the part where like the Indian comes alive and he kills all of them. Number one, the kills aren't great, and number two, well, maybe the first one is, but number two, like they're just really quick. Like he just comes in, it's like in 10 minutes, like he wipes out everybody, and then he's back at the fucking shop, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like that's all you get out of it, really. I'm not sure what the hell the moral of the story is supposed to be, other than don't be nice to Native Americans, like because that was the whole basis of it.
Well, the chief scalps the guy because the guy is. Don Shanks is really proud of his hair. Like that's what's going to get him in Hollywood, right? He's going to be a movie star because he's got this really fake looking fucking wig on in this movie.
It's hilarious.
That's so bad looking.
Yeah.
I mean, I always I wouldn't say I didn't like this episode, but it's definitely not showstopper level. I would put it maybe in good. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess like it's kind of, it's when you compare it to like Creepshow 3, it's definitely good. But then again, when you compare anything to that, so
we got another. God, this one's really fucking stupid. Do you remember this one?
If this is Creepshow 3 right here,
yeah. You'll remember it when I explain it to you.
Okay, go ahead.
This one's called The Professor's Wife. Two former students come to visit Professor Dayton and meet his fiancée, Kathy. Having been victims of his practical jokes in the past, they suspect that Kathy is actually a robot, which the professor has supposedly spent the last 20 years working on his laboratory. She also behaves like a robot and does not eat or drink, which further indicates that she's probably mechanical.
Yeah.
When the professor's out of the house, they decide to dismantle Kathy to see what she looks like on the inside. To their utter horror, they learn that Kathy really was a human after all, and that she's a mail-order bride. The professor later buys an advanced voodoo kit from the homeless street vendor to put Kathy back together in time for the wedding. Rachel, the killer call girl, makes a brief appearance in this story. So some of the characters, they go back and forth between episodes. That's very creative from Ronnie James Doodleson and Anna Clevel Doodleson.
That is, yeah. I do remember that now that you mention it. It's awful, just like all the rest.
Not
of it.
90 Robert likes it. You know, there was a listener, and I think he still pops up from time to time. It was one of the writers of this movie, Pablo Papano. You remember him, Uncle Bill?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. He pops in from time to time. Every once in a while, Pablo's in here. And
If you're in here, I apologize for this, but like,
I'm pretty sure Pablo knows it's a piece of trolling.
I'm sure he knows it's not even very good.
It's not regular doodles.
Let me ask you a question though. Like, how many movies can you think of that you've honestly watched and had a worse time with than Creepshow 3?
Creepshow 3 is one of the worst for sure. Day of the Dead Contagion is made by the same people too. If we didn't mention that, they did that like a year earlier. Ronnie James Doodleson and Anna Clevel Doodleson, and that was pretty fucking like. I think if you look up Ronnie James Doodleson's IMDb, he's a part of all of those shitty ass Day of the Dead movies in some way.
That makes sense.
So he's to blame.
How did the Doodlesons come into this? Like, does anybody know? Like,
I tried to look information up on it, but I couldn't find anything. They still have a site where they can, I guess they license these movies out for film, film fests or whatever else. And funny thing is they actually have the rights now to The Final Terror, which I think is
well, that makes sense.
We'll be talking about that movie here next week.
Can I ask you a question? Who the hell would they license the rights out of any of them movies to that would want to play them? Like,
I don't know.
What
they
film
still had Day of the Dead on there too, which I thought was kind of interesting.
You mean the original?
The original one, yeah. Doodleson isn't just an ironic joke name, no.
No. Sadly enough, it's not. We couldn't even
Midnight
make it
in Space. This is way worse than Children of the Corn 666.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of an abomination against everything that we know is holy. So,
Day of the Dead Contagion was like, for a decade, it was $4.99 on deep discount. Like, yeah, I'm disturbing Puffins there just saying Day of the Dead Contagion.
yeah, she don't even know what the hell's going on. She's just like upset that they run Creepshow's name. So up next, from Creepshow, the original, The Crate.
Ooh.
To me, this is the second classic episode of Creepshow. When I think about Creepshow, and like when I think about like there's two episodes, the Father's Day and this one, that I'm like, those are like the iconic episodes in that movie for a couple of reasons. Number one, Hal Havens is great. Adrian Barbeau is great. Everybody in that
Fritz Weaver.
Fritz Weaver's great. Like, everybody is perfectly cast.
The creature's great. Didn't Savini play wasn't Savini in the costume, or is that somebody else?
It was Savini, because there's a picture of him like on top of the crate without the head.
Oh, okay.
And just like the body outfit or whatever, it was him in there for at least some of it.
It's funny is this is like up until what? Is Fritz Weaver still alive?
I swear to God, I think he is, or he was until recently, at least.
I'll look it up because I know, Hal Holbrook was he passed away not too awful long ago.
Yeah, he was like in his 90s, wasn't he?
Yeah. Fritz Weaver passed away almost 10 years ago. He was 90 years old.
Fuck.
But yeah, I mean, damn, those guys lived a long freaking time. And then Adrian Barbeau does a great job in this episode too. Do you think this one's a show-stopping episode?
Without a doubt. In my mind, without a doubt. Like, this is the only, like, really to me, this is the second only like real showstopper in terms of like that series. But
Wow. So I was looking this up. Hal Holbrook passed away just in 2021, man. He was 95 years old.
yeah, I knew he was in his 90s, man. He's like
almost 96. He was a month away from being 96 years old.
Yep. Yeah, but this is the one the classic people are bringing it up to. Those are like, just call me Billy. Everybody does.
Yeah, then the way that they did the comic book effect in this episode really works. I thought it was really cool. And the overacting from Adrian Barbeau is great and just works. We did get a super chat here from Gozer the Gazarian, $2 super chat. He is requesting a Just Before Dawn Cruel Summer Slashback episode.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have picked that one now that I've tried to watch these other two. God damn.
We might do that. We're doing the next episode that we're doing is a Wilderness Slasher episode. And then we've got a really cool one that's coming up after that, but we just have to stay tuned. And if you've missed any of those episodes, go back and check them out. There's 26 slasher movies that's been reviewed over the last year or so on that series. So very, very cool shit.
I tell you another part, like one of my favorite parts of that particular episode though is like he keeps having like the dreams, the fantasies about killing her throughout. He's just like takes a gun out and shoots her in front of everybody.
Yeah.
That's just
Golf clap.
Yeah, I put it in Showstopper though. Yeah.
The crate, yeah. Yeah, you can't really. There ain't much of an argument there, I don't think.
Man, this is another one. I love this when I was a kid, and it's like instantly quotable. And I quoted it so much when I was like a teenager too. Thanks for the ride, lady. Hey, lady. Thanks for the ride. All that shit. I went back and watched it, like I said last night, and
there's not much to it.
There's not a whole lot to it, but the deterioration of the hitchhiker.
He looks worse and worse, yeah.
It looks worse and worse as like the whole thing goes on. It's still kind of fucking spooky though, man. Just the idea of it, like that he just keeps following her and he just keeps showing up. She thinks, yeah, and the makeup is like towards the end is when he finally like catches her up and everything. Like it's so disgusting, man. And I don't know. I kind of liked it, even though
it has a pretty cool ending to it too.
Yeah.
I always like this one too. I think Creepshow 2, and let me know in the chat what you guys think. Like, it's almost that's an easier to digest, almost like, I don't want to say kid friendly, but like, I don't know how you would describe it. It's probably an easier watch for a younger kid. You know what I'm saying? Like to get into, kind of get them into and this is one too that like as a kid, I was pretty freaked out by initially. And like you said, the hitchhiker, he just says the one line over and over and over again. And that's part of it, and has the sign and everything. And it really works.
There's a great shot in this segment that I didn't really notice until I watched it again last night. And it's a shot where she's run over him and she's just sitting there kind of like stunned. And he's got that sign that says Dover, and it just kind of like the wind picks it up and carries it to the windshield, and like it just like hits the front of the windshield, and she's looking at it.
Yeah.
And it really does a good job of just that idea of like you can't get away from this guy. Like she keeps running over him. She keeps like, she shoots him. She's like, and he keeps like latching onto the car like in one way or another. Like, I don't know. I liked it a lot. I don't know. Like when I look at like what's in the showstopper, I don't know if I would put it up there or not, but like, I think it's better than Old Chief Woodenhead though.
We'll put it ahead of it. It could definitely be in good. Yeah, you can put it ahead of the Old Chief Woodendick.
I think it would right now probably be the number one in good. And she's great in it too, by the way.
Yeah, she shows her tits in it too, right?
Right off the bat, yeah.
They're pretty magnificent.
Pretty much right off the bat.
Yeah. She's a ruthless bitch with nice rack. This next one.
What the fuck is this? This got to be something from Creepshow 3.
I think that one's there's the next two are from Creepshow 3.
Great.
The radio.
Oh, I do remember that one. I don't know how, but I do.
Well, let's go over it for those that haven't. There's a lot of people that haven't seen Creepshow 3. I don't know why. Our buddy Larry's in here. He loves it. Jerry is a part-time security guard who buys a radio from a homeless street vendor to replace his old one. Because, whenever my radio goes bad, I just go to the homeless people and be like, boy,
you got to go to the homeless street vendor to fix it. Yeah.
However, this mysterious new radio is far from ordinary, as it can have a conversation with Jerry. It talks to Jerry. It's like Randy Orton. Jerry's got voices in his radio. They tell him things and they understand.
They talk to him.
Very soon, Jerry is stealing money and murdering people, all at the whim of his new radio, Uncle Bill.
You did say that. I'll never forget that. That's a classic line.
We can't say it now.
No.
That was a long time ago.
That was back in the day.
Keep getting ginger bounce.
Oh. That place.
Oh, God. Okay, so after escaping with a sex worker who lives in his building,
as one does, yeah.
Jerry is told by the radio to kill the sex worker or that she will kill them. He refuses and destroys the radio right after the sex worker finds his gun in the car and shoots Jerry, killing him. Moments after she kills him, she wipes the gun clean and she is shot in the head. The shooter is revealed to be the pimp living in the same building as Jerry. When the pimp returns to his car, another radio tells him to go and start a new life. Oh, what? Who the fuck comes up with something like that anyway? Like, ideas for a fucking movie. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what's funny is that, like, even you reading that really doesn't do it justice of how fucking bad it is. Like, none of it even makes sense. Like, they don't even.
No, all of these episodes are the same way. Like, none of this shit makes any sense at all.
No.
I'm going down. My radio broke. Let's go to the homeless people and see if they've got a radio. Oh, this radio's talking. It's telling me to go kill people. Let's go kill some people, boys. Let's do it.
Kill somebody, Randy. Okay.
Let's go for it.
Let's just go ahead and get this over with. Now, this next one, man, is 100% by far the most memorable thing in Creepshow 3.
That's what I was thinking. It is.
I'll never forget it because it's so bad and so stupid that it will live with me forever. Explain this, please.
I think I can kind of remember this one. Doesn't this guy feel sorry for a homeless man or something like that? And he buys him a hot dog, right?
Yep.
And the homeless man just chokes to death on the damn hot dog.
That's right. Yep.
And he keeps haunting this guy for the rest of the episode. And it's a lot like the Hitchhiker episode. He says something like, "Thanks for the hot dog, man," or something like that, right?
So take something that kind of semi-worked well in Creepshow 2 and make it the dumbest fucking idea ever for this movie. And you've got...
What's with that picture there, though? It looks like he's been fucking chewing on a turd all night.
That's my guess is that's probably how they were trying to make him look like he's like dirty or something. They just smeared like fucking pudding on him or something. Here you go.
He looks like he's been eating shit, poor fella.
big shit in his face.
We
Brandon's
did get
got a super
another-
chat though. Hold on.
Yeah, super chat here.
Yes. Homeless street
Home-
vendors are a
You can
thing.
get some deals from homeless people.
Apparently, we don't have homeless people around here though. I don't. That's not a thing around where we're at.
No, the homeless people, well, they should be homeless, but the government's fucking paying for them to survive.
Listen, that's mean. You can't say stuff like that. Trump's taking away all that shit anyway.
Which I think is hilarious because it's the same bunch of people that voted for him. It's going to fucking be out their ass.
So,
Shit.
what do you think about the death dong? I mean, I don't think it belongs in the drizzling shits because it's such a dumb ass idea that I almost would move it up to the doodlesons.
That's what I was thinking, man. Of like, if we were being perfectly fair, I think you would have to because it's the most memorable segment.
Yes.
It's shitty. It's fucking embarrassingly bad, but it is one that we remember.
Yes, that's the thing. Like all those others that I've got down there, I don't really remember much of anything, and they're nonsensical. You don't follow anything in them. You don't care about them. You're watching them, and you're just zoning out the whole time. Nothing memorable happens in any of that shit. I could watch that movie 100 times, and I would never remember it.
Homeless people around you guys are mountain men.
That's
True.
true. I don't know any particular mountain man. So let's just put it.
Homeless people around here live in Walmart.
That's right. So up next,
Thanks for the hot dog.
thanks for the hot dog, buddy. The Raft from
Ooh.
Creepshow 2.
Okay, when I was a kid, I believed that this was real. Like I was like, oh, that's a real creature. What causes? I'm glad they don't have any of those around here, right? That fucked with me hardcore when I was a kid. And the effects and the way that they do the episode, it's just, it works great. To me, it's the best episode in Creepshow 2. And it's one of the best Creepshow episodes, in my opinion. If I'm not mistaken, now maybe Larry in here will know, wasn't the Raft leftover? Wasn't that a leftover story from the first movie? I think I had heard that before. So that would kind of make sense. But they promoted the hell out of Creepshow 2 with primarily that scene, especially the splurge and everything all over the girl, and she's screaming, and it's all icky and gooey. And
Well, the way they did those makeup effects was genius, man, because it really looks like that thing is like eating into the skin of everybody that gets killed, and especially in the first scene where she's like touching it and shit, and it like comes up and gets her and like drags her down into. And there's one scene too towards
gets
the
in
end
her
where
ear or something.
yeah, there's one scene too in the end that always stuck with me where, and this makes zero sense, by the way. So all of his friends are dead, and it's just him and like his best friend's girlfriend, and she's asleep on the raft. And he's like, you know what would be a good idea right now?
I'm gonna suck on her titties.
I'm gonna suck on them titties. You know, everybody's dead, and there's a fucking monstrous blob.
Well, I
under there.
mean, he's thinking maybe this is my last chance to suck on a titty, right?
Maybe that was it.
Let's
Maybe he's
do
like, you know
this.
what? This is the time, and the time is now.
I'll tell you what always fucked with me too is when that blob thing starts eating the girl and the fucking leg is like broke back and
Well, that's a dude.
or the guy,
That's,
yeah,
the guy that like that's his best friend. Like,
it's the guy, yeah, sorry, and like a broken leg and shit. That really, yeah.
And I think the actually the most memorable kill is the last one where she's laying there and then she turns over, and you see it's attached to her face and just eats her face off. And when she goes down, and it pulls her down like a little skeleton pops back up, you just see like a little like skeleton.
Yeah, the raft itself, or whatever you want to call it, the splurge, wasn't that like just like a big garbage bag or something like that? Like it's something
It
simple.
looked like it. It looked, yeah, but like it didn't matter. It was a garbage bag though, because the way they made it work
Right.
with the special effects, like it looks like that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think it might be in my top 3 of any of the episodes. And I think it's probably as memorable as any segment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially the tail end of it, too, where the guy thinks that he's beat it and he's gotten away or whatever.
Yeah.
And also the Lex Luger 1991 WCW theme song that's playing throughout the entire episode in the car.
Yeah, well, they got the thing open. They got the car open and the music's playing.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, definitely one of the best episodes in the entire series. And
I think
gotta be a showstopper. Yeah.
I think I would actually put it. Okay, I'm going to rearrange these a little bit. So I would put it like definitely more like this. In my mind, that's how that would look. But that's just me.
That's fair. All right, so this is going to be a tough one, man, because this is the, I think this is the Alice episode. I think this is the one that kicks off Creepshow 3. Let's see.
Well, I hope how soon we run out of Creepshow 3 shit.
There's there's way too much Creepshow 3 shit, but Alice Jacobs is a stuck-up, snotty teenager who comes home to find her father meddling with some kind of universal remote. Does this ring any bells yet, Uncle Bill?
It does, yeah.
Whenever he presses one of the buttons on the device, the whole family, except for Alice, changes ethnicity. Like the color and hue settings makes her family turn into African-American, and the subtitles button makes her family turn into Hispanic.
I remember that. We were fucking dying.
During this, Alice gradually mutates into what is supposedly her true form, which, I don't know, she looks like a fucking melted candle or something. I don't know.
It's her final form.
Just when Alice thinks everything is back to normal, her father presses another button revealing Alice's true form. Her family is absolutely horrified at the sight of Alice. The story ends with Professor Dayton, the mad scientist from down the street, using another remote control to turn Alice into a white rabbit. Lord.
Yeah.
God.
None of this makes any sense in the context of it either when you watch it. Like, this shit happens. You don't know who any of those people are, really, like, and the professor and all that stuff. None of it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, every episode in Creepshow 3 is that way. Like, it's just...
I don't want to waste any more time looking at this dumbass shit here. There we go. Is this the wraparound segment from Creepshow 3?
Yes.
God.
I had to go back and rewatch that because... Do you remember if it was... What the hell was it? Maybe somebody in the chat will know. Where... Wasn't it Zigzag or something like that, where you could put your face on like some sort of moving like card on the internet probably 15 years ago. Zigzag or Zippity Doodah or whatever the fuck it is. That's essentially what that was. Like, it almost looked like, I guess it was Flash animation, computer animation. That, man, it looked like something off of Public Access back then. And I guess that was their answer for the animated intros like they did in the first couple of movies. But Jesus Christ. E-postcards, Jib Jab, that's what it was. Thank you, Ron.
Jib Jab, yeah.
And that's what it reminded me of, because it looks kind of similar to that. Maybe even worse than like those Jib Jab postcard things that people used to make. But how long ago was the Jib Jab thing? Was that around this time period? Maybe that's how they made this opening.
It could have been. I think it would have been around that time. It really is.
It's a fucking piece of shit.
So they're creeping up on you? Is next.
That sound fucking racist.
What?
Jib Jab. What the fuck's that?
Jib Jab. That's just the name of it. Jackson Jack, he's got some of the craziest takes on shit. God love him. What I'm gonna be honest about this, like this is the one that I always like the least out of any of them in the original Creepshow. I couldn't tell you exactly why, but I always skip this when it's the last episode. Like I never.
Do you remember we saw this in the theater? It was some screening they had in like Lexington or Louisville or something.
Yeah.
And I think we all laughed like before it was over because like nobody was really into this episode. And I'm the same way. Like I was never a fan of this one.
There's not a whole lot to it. It's just a dude who's a dickhead businessman, lives in a high rise, and he's super clean, and then cockroaches kill him.
Yeah, really fake looking cockroaches. And well, I think there are real cockroaches in, but the ones that was on him were fake, right? Rubber cockroaches.
I'm not entirely sure.
He was a germaphobe.
Yeah, so I think the biggest problem with this is too it takes place in one spot, and it never moves from that spot, and it's very like
right.
tedious.
And it's like, I mean, I guess for some people, if you have a phobia of bugs and stuff like that, maybe. But I mean, I know some people like the episode, but for me, I would say I would put it in May, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think it it doesn't rank up there with the hot dog episode from Creepshow 3, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Does it really gross you out though? What's that gross about it, really? I don't think it's.
It's one of those episodes that like I could literally never watch again, and I would be fine.
Yeah, imagine if they took this episode out and replaced it with the Raft to close the movie. If that was like the plan originally, like it would have been a perfect movie.
Yeah. Not going to happen. What the hell's this now?
This is the epilogue. Let's see. They didn't have a wraparound to those shitty cartoon. It went back to live action for the epilogue. It was revealed that this is where in Creepshow 3, they try to bring everything together, right? Everybody, because it was so memorable. Each segment was so well done and memorable and well acted and everything. So they wanted to bring everybody together in this. It is revealed that the street vendor / homeless man got the 2 radios from Professor Dayton and the professor's wife. After the tail ends, it shows Professor Dayton at his wedding with his resurrected wife, who is bandaged up from being murdered in the professor's wife, with a huge crowd around him. It shows Professor Dayton and his wife driving off. Alice's mom states that Alice will look so beautiful on her wedding day, to which her family agrees, as Alice's rabbit form is in the back seat of Professor Dayton's car. The priest asks the husband how Carol is, with the response that she's not well at all and still believes that she has a daughter named Alice. Then it zooms into the back of the hot dog guy's head. He turns around, revealing that he was the creep, resembling the version from Creepshow 2 all along.
I'm not even sure what to say.
I think by this point in the movie of Creepshow 3, you're really just wanting to punch yourself in the face.
Yeah, it'll be better. Okay, let's just put that there and thank God that's over with. Yeah, that storyline that goes to nobody gives a shit. When you watch that movie, you couldn't care less about any of that shit going on. Like the most diehard like fan of anthologies will never make it through that movie without just wanting to fucking
though,
whoever made it.
What I would love to see, and they had the chance to do it and they probably would have sold a couple copies, is an explanation of Creepshow 3. Like, what led... There has to be a fucking reasonable explanation the way it is. Like, I don't understand. Okay, you have the rights to make a movie called Creepshow 3. At that point in time, man, Creepshow 1 and 2, both pretty solid movies. Everybody liked both of those movies, pretty much. And you have the rights to do a third movie, and this is what you do. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I don't either. Like, you fumbled the ball as badly as you possibly could have with that. And well, to be honest too, with the Day of the Dead scene, like, how do you take all that stuff? Just lack of money, I guess, and lack of talent. That's what it seems. Just don't have any budget, and you don't really have any ideas, and you just want to put something out there, and you know somebody's going to pick it up based on the name. But man, like, I don't know if there's anything worse than Creepshow 3. Like, in terms of even like Day of the Dead 2. What's the other one? Day of the Dead, Contagium,
Day of the Dead,
Yeah.
Bloodlines.
I don't even know if they're as bad. Because
Ain't that wild? Like, if you look at a lot of Romero's movies, how many of them have just been bastardized? Like Night of the Living Dead movies, there's so many of those. There's just as many Day of the Dead movies, it seems like. Creepshow. Although, I will say the Creepshow TV series, at least the first couple of seasons, were pretty damn good. How many seasons did they end up doing of that? Like 3 or 4?
not sure. I never watched that on any regular basis.
Yeah, the first couple of years was pretty good. But then it kind of went.
All right. So we got the wraparound segment from the first Creepshow with Tom Atkins being the asshole dad.
Likes drinking a beer and watching TV. His son's a pussy for reading those fucking horror books.
That's what he says, man.
Fucking
I
Tom
mean,
Atkins.
it's kind of a classic. It's got some quotable lines people remember in terms of like, that's why God made fathers.
You know something I saw though, speaking of Tom Atkins, and everybody knows that I'm a fan of Tom Atkins' work.
Yeah.
But as far as a person goes, I'm just not a fan. But he was doing like, I should have sent it to you. I don't know if this was a joke or if this was a real commercial, but he was talking about like something about his health care plan, like Blue Cross Blue Shield or something like that. And the entire commercial, he's like fucking chain smoking a cigarette.
Really?
Yes. This looked like it was back maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's killer. Oh. Yeah, I respect the hell out of Atkins in terms of his body of work because he's been in some killer movies, man. I mean, great horror films across the decades, but that was a bad experience. I don't know. Like, where would you put this?
Well, you and I have both visited the house too.
We have. Yeah.
Creepshow house. I would say just due to some of the imagery in it and Tom Atkins' performance. And the little kid in it's Stephen King's son, by the way. Who's now sort of a big deal.
Joe Hill.
Joe Hill, yeah. I would put it at the top. I think you'd have to.
It does have like a classic kind of scene too of where like the creeper thing is in the window and the kid's looking at
That's what I
him.
was saying. Yeah, it's got some good visuals. And then the voodoo doll thing is pretty cool towards the end. And
yeah, I mean, it's kind of set the bar high for any kind of like wraparound story for an anthology. And then finally, the last one is Something to Tide You Over with Ted Danson, Leslie Nielsen, Galen Ross in one of the very few roles that Galen Ross was in.
well, she's kind of in it. You barely see her in it, but it is her. Ted Danson. Is this right before Cheers started?
Had to be. There's no way.
This was
you can
82. I don't remember what year Cheers come on, but yeah. And a funny thing is, though, we're talking about George Kennedy. Leslie Nielsen is also involved in the Creepshow franchise. So those two guys work together quite a bit. It's kind of fun. And it's weird to see Leslie Nielsen as like a heel.
Yeah,
Right.
it's one of the only times I can remember that too, where he's like the bad guy. So that's memorable too, and he actually plays a really good dickhead.
Yeah, he's like a high tech sort of. He's got the security system set up, and
Yeah.
everything, and cameras out there on the beach, and what Galen Ross is his wife, right? That's been cheating on him with Ted Danson, and that's the plot, right? And he's
Yes.
getting back at him.
Yeah. And so he digs a hole out by the ocean, and like the tide comes in and fills up. He makes them get in the hole, and the tide comes in and fills in the water and everything until it drowns them, basically. So a couple cool things about this. I always thought that was a really cool kind of set piece. The idea of burying somebody up to their head, and then they just have
And the
to
way that
watch
they filmed that was really cool too.
Yeah.
Underwater.
But yeah, they had like the weird like comic book effect where he's like drowning, and then it shows like And I also think, for my money too, the zombies that are in this are some of the best that Savini or whoever the fuck, I think it was Savini, ever created, because they look exactly like you would imagine, like people that have been dead underwater.
Like waterlogged.
Yeah. And when you shoot them, like water, like salt water and shit comes out of them, which is great. It's just such a cool visual when they come back.
Yeah, and this one's really well done, and I do remember that the first couple times I watched it, seeing Leslie Nielsen as a bad guy, oddly enough, worked. He seemed like an evil motherfucker in this. So yeah, I mean, I think that you kind of have to put it up there with the rest of the episodes of Creepshow 1. Well, aside from they're creeping up on you, because that one sucks. But yeah, I'd say this one's the top tier.
Would you put it in top tier? I mean, I like it, but
I
I'd
would.
probably put it in good if it was me. I feel like this is the only one we need to send to the chat then.
Well, let's send it to the chat. Good
right.
versus Showstopper for what was the name of this one again?
Something to tide you over.
Something to tide you over. There you go.
Let's see what they say.
They're creeping up your butt.
We got 2 showstoppers right off the bat. 3.
John Doe.
This is my number 1 of all of them. All right. Good.
Alpha, it's his favorite, man. You're shitting on it, Uncle.
Good.
You'll be ashamed. I thought you all were buddies.
Well, fuck, we like different shit. I mean,
No.
I'm not saying it's bad.
You can't.
SS. Showstopper. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty overwhelming.
Well, everything in the first creep show aside from
Yeah,
they're
aside from-
creeping up on you, that one sucks. I'm
Every
curious
single one made
what
the-
do people in the chat think about their creeping up on you? Because I didn't really look and see what people thought of us shitting on it. Because most of the time,
I think a lot of people disagreed.
Okay.
But I mean, shit, man, like all of them can't be in the, because that episode is by far the worst episode. There's no doubt. If not that, then it would be Jordy Verrill. But I mean, come on.
Jordy
now.
Verrill's way better than that. Now, come on.
So there you go, though. Every single creep show. You know what I've noticed on this though? None of the episodes from Creepshow 1 or 2 even made it into like the shits whatsoever.
No, they were pretty solid entries.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Creepshow 3, we probably wouldn't have a reason to have done this show.
That's a fair point.
You know. What's interesting though is, and we talked about the series a little bit though, but like Shudder bringing the show back, the name back and everything. Do you think that there would be an interest in maybe reviving? I know it's been rumors and doing another Creepshow movie. Could you see them maybe revisiting it and trying to do like an updated version of it?
Isn't there like an unspoken kind of thing in Hollywood that anthologies don't make money, or you don't do anthologies or something like that?
Well, evidently, because Trick or Treat didn't get an theatrical release when it came out, and it was fucking killer.
I mean, for the longest time, that's been something that I've always heard. Like they're just completely. It's like Vince McMahon and tag teams. Like they just don't think it works. But I think it does work a lot of times, and I think a lot of people nowadays with the attention spans they have could probably benefit from an anthology movie.
Yeah, nowadays they'd have anthologies come out on fucking like TikTok though and Instagram.
That's right. The episodes would be like 3 minutes long. Each one of them would be like 17 of them, so people could follow.
Yeah, Tales from the Dark Side of the movie, I do need to check it out again. It's been a while since I've seen it. If nothing comes up, I may check it out around Halloween or something. Because yeah, I do kind of remember liking the Tales from the Dark Side movie. It's definitely better than what would eventually be called Creepshow 3. There's no doubt about that.
Look, you want to do an unofficial ranking? We don't have them on here, but do you want to like see where you would put the Tales from the Dark Side episodes?
I mean, we can go through them, but I would kind of need to rewatch it again because it's probably been 10 years since I've seen that movie.
Oh, fuck. You can remember this stuff. Hold on. You start a bunch of bullshit with me. Let me see if I can find them. So I can remember.
Most movies don't go to theatrical anymore anyway. Nobody watches, nobody goes to the movies anymore.
That's true. So I'll go ahead and just name one that I can remember right off the top of my head as I'm looking it up here too. So the cat episode where the guy is hired to be the assassin of the cat that's living in the house with the old man who is from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's kind of like isn't it kind of like Home Alone or something like that?
It is like that because he sets up like booby traps and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
I actually like that one quite a bit.
I would say good.
I would put that in good, yeah, if I could unofficially rank that one.
The wraparound is where, isn't it Joey Lawrence and
Debbie Harry.
Debbie Harry.
She's a witch or something like that, and she's like got him in this cage, getting ready to like put him in an oven, and he's telling her stories from the book, like to try to keep her from killing him. And that's where the stories are coming from.
Right.
I always thought that was really cool, actually. Like, I would probably put that in good, too. And she does a really good job.
The, what was the episode with, oh, God. Is this the movie is Radon Chong in this movie?
Yes. That is Lover's Vow. And that one is really memorable to a lot of people because of the ending. That's the one where if anybody's not seen this 30-some-year-old movie,
gargoyle or something like that.
Yeah, so like at the beginning of the movie, he witnesses something, and like this gargoyle is like, if you tell anybody that this ever happened, then I'll come back and like kill you or something. And so right after that, he meets Radon Chong, and they get married and all this shit. And I think they have a kid, and he's like, finally at the end of the episode, he's like, Jackson Jack, that guy fucked the gargoyle. Yeah, I guess
that's a good looking gargoyle. I'll say that.
At the end of it, he's finally confides in her that what happened, and she's like, I wish you hadn't told me that, motherfucker. And she turns into a gargoyle and kills him.
Yeah, because they're like together for years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this goes on for a long time, and then, yeah, he didn't keep his vow.
Nope. I would actually put that one in Showstopper. I thought that one was like the ending of that was so good.
That's the one that I always remember from the movie.
Yeah.
Which there's another one on here, Lot 249.
This to me is the most forgettable one, but it's still okay. But is this the Christian Slater one? Isn't he in that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like,
it's a mummy or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one where like he's failing this class or something, and he ends up summoning a mummy to kill.
Steve Buscemi's in it too, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would say that one's probably Doodleson.
I mean, it's I don't know. It's not horrible, but
The Killer Hot Dog's probably better.
you think the killer hot dog episode's better?
I just remember that episode almost feels like a fucking bad episode of Tales from the Crypt or something. That's what it feels like.
It does have. You're right. It has that vibe. I think it's because of the goofiness of it, really, and the fact that it probably has Christian Slater in it. Yeah.
Julianne Moore's in that, yeah.
Yeah, she is in that. I guess I'd forgotten that. I probably should have went back and watched that movie again, but
yeah, I mean that's one I think that we would be good covering at some point. Like I'm sure somebody will re-release it. And did they ever do a 4K of that yet? I'm sure somebody will do it.
I don't know if they have or not. Here's the weird thing. That movie actually made almost triple its budget. So it had a budget of $6 million and it made about $17 million back. So you would think, I mean, it did really well. And that's the thing. Like all these anthology movies, as far as I know, with the exception of Creepshow 3, did really well.
You're thinking of Twilight Zone, the movie there, Jackson Jack. What song are they playing in that or whatever?
What?
That Dan Aykroyd and...
oh, fuck. It's at the beginning of Bad Moon by Creedence.
Yeah. And who was the other dude that was in Albert Brooks, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He was the other passenger in the car or whatever.
Yeah. Scream Factory did the 4K of Tales from Dark Side. Okay, so we're good then. I'll watch my DVD.
Yeah, look at you.
So yeah, if you guys want to get a copy of the Uncle Bill will have to save it and we can add it to their hard drive of all the other ones.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean this one we knew it wasn't going to be as long because what was it, like 9 or 10 different entries is all we had, so
Truth. But I think there we go. I think overall
good job.
I've pretty much except for Creepshow 3, I pretty much like every anthology film. Really, like if you look at Tales from the Crypt from the 70s, if you look at like Vault of Horror, Tales from the Hood, there's not many that I don't like.
There were some good one-off ones back in the day. From a Whisper to a Scream was a good one.
It's a great one.
The Offspring.
Yeah.
Cat's Eye is pretty good.
I really like that one. I like the Emilio Estevez segment of Nightmares a lot.
Body Bags is another good one.
I thought Carpenter was great in that. I think those have all worked for me in one way or another. Like, I mean, some of them got horrible stories, but overall, I enjoy all of them.
Well, welcome, Dana.
The fuck, Dana? You fucking late as hell, ain't you?
Doing her own stream. We're going to have to get Dana to review some really good stuff again, Uncle Bill, like we did last time.
That's true.
Repenetrator would be a good one. What do you think?
Coffee Table.
I actually really like the Coffee Table, though. But that a lot of people would not. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark sucked. That movie. I didn't like. I was shocked at how much I didn't like that movie.
Was that now correct me if I'm wrong, did Guillermo del Toro produce or direct that movie?
He might have produced it, and was that really even an anthology movie? I don't think it was. Like they incorporated stories kind of from the book, but it was just characters mainly in one linear story, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Don't forget about another one too, which was
the VHS movies.
The Wheelies.
The Wheelies. That one hasn't aged as well.
No, for obvious reasons.
But yeah, that might be a fun show to do. Did we do an anthology ranking show? I can't remember if we did that or not. Maybe we did.
We might have. I don't remember all the shit we've done now.
That's too much
senile.
shit. Too much shit to know.
I'm senile in my old age.
What's going on, Wild Wrangler? But yeah, we got done with that list pretty quick. If anybody has any questions related or unrelated, throw them at us. We'll hang out here for a little bit.
Next time,
145 people in here.
Next time we're going to do a tier list of live streams, of other people's live streams. That's an
YouTube pages.
Yeah. YouTube stream.
You know, we're going to do a patron exclusive, though. Me and Uncle Bill have been talking about this because we're both aficionados of adult films. And we're going to go through and see if you guys would enjoy this. Who has the best asshole in adult films?
Tier ranking.
Yeah. And we're only looking at the asshole. So whoever has the pinkest wink in all of adult films wins. And instead of like pictures of their face,
it's going to be
pictures of their butthole. Right? It's going to be
I mean, putting together that list of images is going to be fun.
I just think the concept of that would be fucking so hilarious looking. Oh, shit. If they ever did another Creepshow film, what directors would you want to see work on it? So, for instance, Stephen King and George Romero were the big front runners for the original movie. Who do you think would do the best job now?
Okay, you got to think about it for an anthology, because like you want people that would have a good kind of sense of dark humor and stuff too.
I think Oz Perkins would be a good choice.
But he's doing fucking 4 movies a year as it is. He ain't got time to do an anthology.
I mean, look at all the best Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath and Judas Priest records were all boom, 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 boom.
That's true. But the Monkey wasn't that good. The Monkey was just okay.
Wasn't it fucking like a monkey?
It wasn't too funky, but it was a monkey. You don't want Robert Eggers doing it because he's too serious. Need to have to do something from like 1775 or something like in England. You don't want like Ari Aster because it'd be a fucking Bigfoot movie or something crazy. Oh, Ty West. Ty West would be great because he already kind of like did something like that, really.
Right.
And he has a pretty good understanding of that time frame.
You know, the only good thing, though, about getting Robert Eggers in, if he was involved, who he'd get in it, right?
Who?
She's a hammerhead. She's ugly as shit, but she's hot as balls. She's a hammerhead. She's a joy for one and all.
Get the old hammerhead in there, boys. That'd be huge.
Flanagan's always a good choice.
Deep House, the setup's underwater, but I haven't seen that. Glenn
Danzig. Yeah.
Whatever I was thinking about this. He had some other movie that came out in like 10 theaters, probably 3 or 4 years ago. I don't think that ever got released. I can't remember the damn name of it now, but I remember it came out because we were on vacation and it was in one of those theaters nearby me.
Really?
Yeah, but it never came out on streaming or DVD or anything. It must have been extremely shitty.
Yeah, I remember kind of hearing about it, but I don't remember anything else.
It's not Veronica. It was another.
No, it's the one after that.
I think it was like a vampire.
Is it Death Rider in the House of Vampires?
I think it is, yeah.
God damn, what a horrible name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander Aja.
Yeah. What the fuck did happen to him? He did a couple of movies and then just kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Didn't he do something kind of big and it bombed or something? I'll look him up and see. But the problem is once Hollywood gets a hold of these people, it's almost like they suck the life force out of them.
That's true. Like, and he never was as good as like those first movies,
No.
like High Tension and all that stuff. He never came close.
I
Crawl.
always
Yeah,
thought
that looking alligator.
oh God.
Yeah.
I always thought that that Hills Have Eyes movie sucked anyway. I know some people fucking love it, but not me. Did he do anything after Crawl? He's working on Crawl 2 right now. That'd be huge.
Crawl too.
He did Oxygen, a TV movie, and It Never Let Go. Now, I'd hear people talk about that one, I think. Family has been haunted by an evil spirit for years. Their safety and their surroundings come into question when one of the children questions if the evil is real.
What about somebody brought up Art the Clown? What about in terms of an anthology, Damien Leone or Leone?
I mean, I don't hate
Glory is all hell.
Yeah, I don't hate those movies, but like, I don't ever want to really go back and rewatch them. I mean, they're fine to watch one time.
Listen, man, I'm not bullshitting you when I say this too, though. That series of movies has got like the most hardcore fan base right now of anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are people that like that's all they watch, like those kind of fans. Like,
You know, like, me and Garrett was talking about, and I guess it's just a timing thing, really. Now, the character may be not as memorable, but it was the same the same method. And he had success with the movie, but I think had they brought it along 10 years later, it would have been a completely different story. And that's Laid to Rest, the first Laid to Rest movie.
yeah, those were great.
Because that was very similar to what they did with Terrifier, really. I mean, they had some over-the-top gore in it, very kind of stylized with the killer, and he had like a GoPro camera or something like that on while he was killing people. So
I'm not sure why that didn't catch on like to that degree. I think that maybe the market was more saturated with just tons of remakes at that point in terms of horror films than it is now.
yeah. Well, they did a sequel, and the sequel was nowhere near as good. But I think that they kind of fast-tracked the sequel. Like, it was like a year later or something like that. Yeah, that's one of those movies like, John Doe mentioned Grindhouse is another one that, like, it was really fun, and we both had a blast watching it in the theaters and everything, but it just didn't, I don't think the world was ready for it.
No, nobody knew what to make out of that at the time.
No, the guy that played Chrome Skull was God. It wasn't Michael Fassbender.
I
can't remember the guy's name, but no, I don't think he went on to do much. Art the Clown dressed as Uncle Sam. There you go.
Yeah.
Good idea for a sequel. That'll be the 5th movie.
Do I own the Terrifier movies on Blu-ray? I think I own the second one. I don't own any of the other ones, though.
I think I own the first one, and I have All Hallows Eve. Do you remember that? That was the first appearance of Art the Clown in a.
It was a different guy, though, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Different guy. I think Damien Leone did make the movie. I think he was the director, if I'm not mistaken. But he has a different art in it. Lunch Meat and Blood Salvage. Blood Salvage is fun. We need to, the next one we're doing after this one's going to be some good stuff. But yeah, I ain't watching Blood Salvage. No.
Killer. Dude, SOB episode, that'd be like torture.
I wouldn't mind doing that, but it wouldn't be for fucking Lunch Meat or Blood Salvage.
God damn. It'd be the Ripper.
I'm kind of looking forward to the vacation. I just hope it's not like crazy crowded, because normally we go to the beach around like the end of August, September, or whatever. Nick Principal played Chrome Skull.
Yeah.
All right, man. But yeah, what else we got coming up, Uncle Bill? You doing a Friday Night Liz tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about how woke culture affected and infected Hollywood and horror films.
And
as
destroyed
well.
everything. Humanity.
It imploded it all from the asshole out.
It did.
So that's one of the things we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we've got some stuff coming up. I'm going to be out of commission for about a week, but I've got stuff that's going to be like rolling out, like shorts and other little videos and everything. And a funny thing is the next episode of the Anchor Bay Archives podcast, which this is kind of funny, Uncle Bill, because I got notified today. We only did 2 episodes so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are huge in Denmark.
Killer.
Let me look here. Got an email. Because our last episode, we had former employees from the original OG Anchor Bay, Michael Felcher and Mike Ortiz. So we are, well, as of earlier today, #1 in film reviews in Denmark. Film review shows.
Boy.
We're #3 in film reviews in Sweden. And this is kind of cool. Like, I don't know where all this is on Apple Podcasts, I think. #24 in film reviews in the United States.
There you go.
And Socko was on here gifting 5 memberships. Holy shit. Appreciate it, Socko. You the man, pal.
It's badass.
So yeah, if you guys, Alpha Romero, looks like he let his lapse? Because he was a member. Scratch Bueno, Mojo, Dakota, Jeff. No, my cat's name's Roxy. It's not Socko. But yeah, we're huge in Denmark too, evidently.
I heard you guys are also huge in Dusseldorf.
We are. That's in Germany.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next episode, oddly enough, we're talking about lightning bug. That's the first lightning bug.
Lightning bug, baby.
That's yeah, and kind of like the downfall of Robert Hall. We kind of mentioned that as well, because that's a sad story, man. Because this guy was like big makeup effects guy, had all the talent in the world and everything, and really made a solid movie in Lightning Bug, baby. Lightning Bug! But there were issues. There were reasons that it, But I think that he had all the talent in the world. But that's officially the 3rd episode that's coming up probably in a week or so. And a lot of people on that last video that we put up, it's gained some traction, Uncle Bill. We're talking about changes in the way people collect things. And I think that that's important to talk about and bring up. And I don't know if we call anybody out in particular, but there's certain things, man. I mean, if somebody paid us and we say, hey, this is a paid sponsorship or whatever, go out there and, chew it and do it with Blue Chew or whatever the hell they're doing, right? But, I think short of a paid sponsorship, you got to be pretty honest.
That's true.
With your audience and,
That'd be killer if we got a sponsorship with Blue Chew. Buddy, get your dick harder than a calculus test. Let's go.
Cat wouldn't even be able to claw on that damn dick. It'd be so hard. It'd be harder than them fucking hard boxes from Second Sight Films.
You can't even wear sweatpants. It'll be so hard. Lord God.
Yeah, I like Lightning Bug a lot too. That movie still holds up pretty good. So we'll be talking about that one. And it was a very first time watch for Garrett. So And then, yeah, I mean, we got Cruel Summer Slashback episodes. We're doing an album review at some point in the near future because our buddy Tella requested it. I don't know how we're going to review a record.
Records.
But it is what it is. So anything else going on, Uncle Bill?
I don't know. Are we going to drop a video at some point soon, or what are we doing with that? Like, in your absence, will there be we dropping content or what?
Oh, we got some stuff planned. Right. I think so.
I guess the only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure.
But guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in and everything, and stay tuned to the channel. We always got stuff coming up. Uncle Bill's on Friday Night Lives Rambo and the Stunt Man tomorrow night. Eurocrypt also is back. They're reviewing the Poliziotteschi set. The Years of Lead, I think was the name of it. I don't have that set, but I'm a big fan of Italiano Poliziotteschi. Right.
Yeah.
And those guys know their shit, so stay tuned for that. I think that's on Sunday night. But yeah, stay tuned. Lots of shit coming up, and hopefully for some of these assholes out there that they'll finally officially announce whatever the damn box set is for Nightmare on Elm Street so we can shut up hearing about it. Jeez.
Brandon, you can almost guarantee that that's going to come up. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the break point for a lot of people in that kind of message culture style film. So that'll be something we'll definitely be talking about.
And appreciate all the super chats, Brandon and everybody else, and the gifted memberships and everything. So we definitely appreciate all the support on the Patreon page and the YouTube memberships and all the super chats and all that shit. So, and we do want to say, unless things drastically change, I think that we both may be at the Living Dead weekend in October. Just throw it out there.
Living Dead weekend.
Tom Matthews, myself, Uncle Bill, and Michael Slipcase Felcher. It's time for us all to enjoy some Bourbon Street steak together.
Boys, I swear to God, we've got to figure out a way to make that happen, and I'm not even joking. There has to be a way. That has to happen.
Do it. I think we can do it.
That'd be the greatest single picture of all time if we could get that to happen.
I think we can do it. There's Applebee's in Monroeville, right? Somewhere.
I'm sure there is, yeah.
Living Dead Weekend's not really.
I don't seek out Applebee's when I fucking go anywhere. That would be on.
Living Dead Weekend isn't a traditional convention. That's the thing.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah. I need a $75 super chat to do the Tom Matthews impression, Mayor. I'm not fucking doing it.
He's not a trained monkey or a seal, folks. You can't just have him do that stuff all the time.
No, man! Fucking doing it, you pussy!
He has dignity. Leave him be.
You want me to act like a fucking monkey and do tricks? Fuck you. All right, guys, but everybody have a good night. We appreciate all the support and everything, and we will catch you guys next time over at DEADPIT.com. All right, I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
You hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others. but they all suck. You can get some DEADPIT Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Weir's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram and help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So DeadPitOnPatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing